But I hope this is one of them. Shalom, shalom. We just talking about. We hope this ain't one of them nights where
Right.
we're gonna be dealing with this internet.
We've been having a good run.
We the Israelites, G. I know you can't see. Type it in, I beg you please. Type it in, I beg you please. We the Israelites, G. I know you can't see. Type it in, I beg you please. Type it in, I beg you please. No religion, my brother. Straight roots and culture. See the people over there in Israel, those guys are vultures. They took us away, made us into slaves, took away our last names. And the most we became, didn't even have any shoes on our feet. Gave us crap food to eat, the same food we still eat. Oxtail, pig's tail, cow food, chicken food. Take a look, hey, we've been conditioned, you see. Biggest weapon, Christianity. Teaching the people to follow traditions that our ancestors never heard or seen. Christmas, not in the Bible, G. Easter, not in the Bible, G. Lent, not in the Bible, G. That's not what the pastor said to me. He told me the law is down the rate. He said by grace that we are free. No, there has to be law and order. Without order, there's no order. How can you be judged without no borders? No blueprint, no rota, no instructions, no guidelines, no manual of how to rise. Real eyes, realize, real lies. Israelites, it's time to rise. It's time to rise. It's time to rise. We the Israelites, G. I know you can't see. Type in, I beg you please. Type it in, I beg you please. We the Israelites, G. I know you can't see. Type it in, I beg you please. Type it in, I beg you please.
Shalom, 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 and welcome once again to Restoring Our Identity. And man, this series has been a blessing to the house of Israel and has taken us, man, to deeper depths ourselves,
Most
man.
definitely.
Forced us to go, man, to them obscure verses and texts, man.
Right.
Man, we digging up stuff in books, man, that folks ain't never known it was in the Bible. and Zion is waking up.
Hallelujah.
And the people that are waking up, that's tuning in, you know, some of these Hebrews, man, have written, especially over like the last month or two, emails, more, my family and I woke up to the truth. And we're the only ones that we know. And by watching that series and listening to the teaching, man, it's helping us as we wake up to, you know, I'm just praying for our family, you know, brothers is right, sisters is right, you know, me and my family, you know, I just want to say, Todah Rabbah, you know, my husband's studying and my children are wanting to learn Todah Rabbah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had emails coming in from, of course, overseas, where people say, man, you don't know how lonely it is, Moray. You know, where I stay, I'm the only one, whether it's coming from Amsterdam, some people wrote me from Germany, or I guess Holland, and places like that where our people are. Man, I done got emails from South Africa. I got emails from Hebrews, of course, here in the United States of America, Canada.
Yeah.
And just words of encouragement because, again, you know, man, we were saying this before we came on here. It's always been in the book.
Always. The same Bible we've always had.
There's nothing in here that was put in here in the last 5 years by me and Yaron.
No one sneaking in all of our houses.
Yeah, man, I ain't got no like eraser, no Sharpie, man. Come here. No, it's not what's happening.
It's in there.
Seeing it for the first time.
Man.
And seeing it through the eyes of the Israelites, making a big difference in Zion.
Yes, it is.
Because we were told that we were the Gentiles, and basically we were told that we ought to be happy. We ought to be happy for slavery.
Oh
Have you heard that one?
I've seen too many.
Because if it hadn't been for slavery, you never would have got white Jesus.
I said, don't play that video. That thing make
Boy,
me upset.
I was getting ready. No, I ain't gonna do that.
Nah,
Let me.
That thing make you upset.
Boy, you got people running around here, man, and not realizing that the whole white Jesus European thing was what was used by the devil in order to make you think you were a slave,
right,
and to further the affliction.
Yes, indeed.
Remember, the prophet said, I was a little upset. They were supposed to get afflicted.
Right.
But you heathens furthered the affliction.
Took it too far.
Yeah, that's too far, man. Well, you had our grown men bowing down to white sissy images of a Cesar Borgia lipstick rouge wearing homosexual. I mean, the dude was off.
All the way.
Pedophile, raping his own sister, incest, and all that. Amongst a criminal family,
right,
who used the guise of what they call the church to do all that wickedness, and then put that up as the image for our people to bow down to. It's a dang shame.
And now we tell our people, some of them who don't want to hear it, they don't want to speak to you anymore. Family, friends,
over white Jesus. And you be like, dude. Matter of fact, if Javon's in the room, one thing he said, I think that's our last true stronghold.
Yeah.
He's like, because right now people are at least waking up to identity and starting to research, okay, I'm more than a slave, I'm not this and that. And at least they are going into, the internet trying to find this and that. As far as you know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's like a national identity thing happening among our people. You see, the whole world is marching behind the treatment of Hebrew Israelites, which, by the way, I ain't mad at the Asians.
Right.
Because I know I'm the original Asian.
Come on now. Put that part out there.
Afro-Asiatic.
Right. They don't want to talk about that either.
We're the original Asian. Ain't no getting around that.
Right.
No, man, the Israel is in Asia.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just deal with the fact that that's Asia.
Right.
And all of the Canaanites that were in the land, right? That Cain's land is Asia. You gotta get that straight.
Oh, yeah.
So they said, no, the Canaanites were the Africans. Well, okay, then it's Africa.
Right.
It's up to you, but
whichever one of you call it.
But
we
know
the
original, right?
Look on the map.
Now all of a sudden, they trying to shift it from the Hebrew Israelite, Afro-Asiatic, to the Far East Asians,
right?
To take away our struggle. But did you voluntarily come out here trying to go to school? Or did you voluntarily say, man, we need to save up some money?
I was about to say, I didn't save up any money.
Sure?
My ancestors didn't save up any money.
You sure you didn't just say one day, I think I'm going to go and move to San Francisco and then get a whole block and call it Chinatown.
An actual town.
Or Koreatown.
Come on.
Or did we get drugged in here on the hulls of slave ships? You see what I'm saying? Were they persecuted here 400 years in captivity?
No.
Or were we persecuted 400 years in captivity?
Oh, yes.
So they trying to jump on the bandwagon. I'm not saying it should be nothing, but you can't replace the movement.
Right. Took all the momentum
away from Israelites that were taken captive here, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and other verses, right? And then shift the emphasis to a whole nother people group.
Right. Can't do it.
No, because we bore the curses of Deuteronomy 28.
Sure did.
Now, is it true that if a Chinese want to go home right now, he can go to China?
Sure can.
Yes or no?
Yes.
If a Japanese say, man, you America, y'all getting on my nerves. I'm not dealing with this, you racist white supremacists. Can that Japanese go back to Japan?
Yes, he can.
If there's a Korean, man, they call him all manner of names. They're talking about the way his eyes and his skin look and all that, right? If he say, man, I'm not gonna hear y'all do that no more.
I'm out.
Can he go back to Korea?
Sure can.
I'm not about with no problem at all. Matter of fact, can he get on an airline that's called Korean Air? fly on back, man, and go back to where his family, and don't he got land?
Sure does.
House,
Mm-hmm.
heritage,
Mm-hmm.
culture,
Yes.
religion,
Yep.
language.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna claim the same struggle as us? You can't go no. Where you going?
Back to the block.
You gonna go right back there, boy. You gonna go back onto that corner and deal with it till your Messiah get
That's
here.
it.
Because there's no land for you nowhere.
All we can do is endure.
And you ain't got nary a family member in the Holy Land. You can say, hey, I need, 40 acres to raise my family. And, you know what I'm saying? Boy, they'll run you up out of there so fast. Like, this Hebrew Negro is out of his mind. Wait, I need 40 acres.
Who let him over here?
You be talking about, y'all excuse me, I need my spot at the Mediterranean. All these big hotels and stuff. Y'all got to get this stuff off my land. What y'all doing in my land? Hey, try it.
Be on the news so
Matter
quick.
of fact, right now, if you ain't got that test, man, you can't even get off the plane.
Right.
In our homeland.
Right.
So can't nobody try to line up their struggle next to our struggle.
Nope.
No, this ain't gonna work.
Mm-mm.
With no other culture.
No.
We the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
That's it.
And we still walking up the curses to this very day.
Still.
And the Bible says the stranger among you will rise above you.
Sure does.
Are they in the hood?
Every hood.
Do they got massage parlors in all the hood?
Everyone.
Do they got nail shops in the hoods? Are they painting on our women's toes and on their fingernails?
Yes, indeed.
And at the same time cussing them out in Chinese,
right? And
then Korean and Japanese, talking about they stank and they ugly and they black, and then laugh in their face and still be working on their stuff and take their money.
And don't spend $1.
And do they offer anything?
Won't get gas in the hood.
They won't do nothing for you.
Won't go to the corner store, nothing.
So we ain't finna deal with that whole thing of, look, y'all, we're not deceived.
Right.
I'll let the country go ahead and go through their deception.
Yep.
And before you say you're racist, no, I am Asian. That's my point.
Right.
How you gonna claim?
We done already looked it up.
How am I gonna be racist against the Asian and I'm Asian?
Right.
How you gonna be?
Can't.
You sure okay?
It's written all over my face.
Man, you can see it. All of it. So, man, look, no, we are Asian. What we're saying is our families got split up.
Yes, indeed.
And that side of our family didn't have to walk out the curses.
Right.
That this side had to walk out. In these nasty, dirty United Snakes of America. Right. We were swung on trees, man, till dead. Hung on trees till dead. Yeah. Man, we were lynched. Our people was the ones. Man, it's almost like they forgot.
We got to stop saying was, too. They're still doing it.
Man, speak on that, please.
Still doing it. It was happening like every other month last year. It's probably still happening, but I don't think they're talking about it in the news. But y'all know they still lynching us and hanging us. And they'd like to say it was a suicide.
In California.
The brother went to the woods and committed. No.
Man, that's so far out of our culture. Number one, woods. We ain't going to the woods.
Going to the woods.
That's number one.
We trying to get people to go.
And we're gonna take a green road. Not no dry road, a green road.
Right.
We're gonna tie a noose that we ain't never had to tie in our life.
Right.
Perfectly. Then throw it up around a tree, then climb up in the tree and tie it. Like, come on now. Man, that's too much for us, man. By that time, we done changed our mind 20 times. It ain't that bad, man. It's just half of a stimulus check. Let me get up off this tree, man, and go back down. Man, we ain't just happens. Man, we not really, unless we act like the heathen.
Come on.
We're not really the self-killing type.
Right.
That's why I know that our distant cousins, the Muslims, they got a different kind of blood running in their veins.
Yeah.
Because anybody, man, a volunteer to strap on a dynamite vest and then walk up into a building, man, and holler out a couple of words, man. No, look. They're my cousins. Right. They're a little more wild when it comes to that. When it comes to me and you, man, we'd be like, Aki, you got a drone?
Right. What can we fly in there? Can we send on a robot?
Man, we like, nah. Matter of fact.
Now you got to wear it.
Well, for all the people and all the government officials that have been assigned to this channel, I want y'all to know something about the ARK. We don't even. I don't know where they get the dynamite from.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what we have here? Vinegar and
Some
baking soda. That's what we use, man. And they do like this. That's it. That's all we got, man.
That's some food
My
coloring.
kids say, yeah, we had a So if you're worried about anybody from the ARK, you can forget it.
Right now.
You know, we ain't got, man, we're not in league with the government.
Nah.
Ain't nobody got no arms sales going back and forth. How can we? With what? We own no helicopters.
No.
We don't even own one of them Tomahawk missiles that can't fly straight. You see them on the news doing like this. We ain't even got that.
Nothing.
But we pull out our guns. They so rusty little 22s and little 38 specials that our grandpapa left us and he never cleaned. And man, we try to pull a bullet in and the whole wheel fall on the ground. We be like, no, that's not how our fight gonna go.
Nah.
Because if it's about bullets and guns, we lost.
Yeah, we ain't it.
If it's about C4 dynamite and all that stuff,
it's a wrap. It's
a wrap for us. If it comes down to that, you can forget it. We lost. Man, look, man, we just don't have that.
Right.
We are, in that sense, we are powerless against our enemies. Right or wrong?
Right.
That's right, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the script say
it sure did.
In Deuteronomy 28, you won't have no power against this enemy.
Mm-mm.
So our only hope is the return of our king.
Hallelujah.
And he gonna set the business straight.
Will.
Because he been watching every move the heathen makes. He know their thoughts before they think it.
Mm-hmm.
So all the evil that's been done against his people, he been writing it down.
He saw what they trying to do in England. They over there trying to shred all the evidence of all the slave work that's been done and who owns slaves. They shredding it. I said, y'all can shred all you want.
Shred it on.
Y'all got all the records. I said, they actually
the records on high, man.
Shredding it.
Matter of fact, I read in the Bible, he said, every time 2 or 3 of us get together and remember Yah, he write it in the book.
Right there.
So what you gonna do about that? You can't go up to the Shamayim and shred that. Man, I was reading the Psalm the other day. Man, it said, he catch my tears in the Bible.
Come on now. Yeah.
I said, wait. He's saving tears? Every tear. Because, we'll waste tears on pillows and arms and sleeves. And he said, nah, I'll catch it. Because when he come back to exercise vengeance upon the world.
Not revenge, but vengeance.
It's going to be hell to pay.
Yes, indeed.
And nobody going to be able to say, no, I didn't do this or no, I didn't do that. Not at that day.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to put that out there because I see what the heathens are always trying to do. They're trying to replace what's going on with the uprising of the so-called black man or the so-called Negro.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find anything to get people's focus off the true children of Israel.
Right.
But they can forget it.
Sure can.
Because the mark is on us.
Right.
And we're going to prove it, not tonight all the way, but we're going to prove in these lessons that the covenant is made with us.
Hallelujah.
And if our distant cousins, the Far East Asians, want to become a part of the house of Israel, they better get used to being called names. You want to be a part of Israel? You want to, boy, you better get used to being cussed out.
Yeah.
Shot. Treated like the bottom rung of the ladder. Am I right about it? If you're going to be a part of this family, you're going to share the curses.
That's what it is.
And I'm going to tell you something else. You can't vex us, not the natural branch.
No.
And you can't be looking down on us and he behind our back and all that. That's not going to work either. No, we're not dealing with that. We know the rules now. We know that Romans chapter 9, 10, and 11 lays down the heart that Yah had and the advantage for his people. How they're going to be saved, and how if a Gentile want to get in, and how his attitude and what his attitude better be. He can't boast against the natural branches. So if any pride well up in him against us, he gonna be kicked out so fast. Man, look, he said it. He said, "If y'all spared not the natural branch,
what do you think gonna do to you? You forgive your own people, your own kids before you forget.
You ain't got a chance.
I'm sorry. Like that little. Oh man.
So I just want you to know we in the struggle, And now they're trying to shift the struggle from a 400-year captivity.
Ooh.
And like I said, and we ain't got no homeland.
The funniest part is how they try to put it on us. You saw they had the
I heard it. They said
still on primetime news.
It's black on Asian crime.
The black community needs to say something.
Let me. That's cool. I'll say something right now. Look, we ain't finna get now pushed over now.
Right.
What do you want us to do? See, a lot of people don't understand. By the time the news catch on to something, they don't know how it started.
Right.
See, I'm an Israelite. Most Israelites I know, we trying to mind our own business.
That's it.
So then, like,
we're not going to look for trouble.
Man, then a car drive up, man, with 3 and 4 Far Easters. They don't even know they are cousins.
Right.
And they haul out calling us names rhyming with trigger.
Right.
So they jump out the car like they bad. And we take them all out,
Right.
all 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One of us to 3. We take them out.
Right.
Because we wasn't looking for no smoke.
None.
But when the cameras get there and the police get there, all they see is 3 Far Easterners welling around and bleeding.
Right.
And they see us, man, with just bruised knuckles. They be like, that's a black on Asian crime. But you don't really know what really is going on
It's just crime.
in the hood. It's just crime.
Right. We ain't out here looking for. I don't know anybody that's out there looking for.
That's not. And look,
looking for crime. There's some criminals
and
out
the
there.
Asian ain't never been our enemy.
No, never.
What make
both,
this? Go ahead, man.
I'm like, we both up here trying to get a place in this America. We've always been that way. We go back to I was reading an article about the Japanese internment camps. They come to find out brothers and sisters was out there writing letters and sending food to them. I said, you don't see that on the news right now, because we understand what it's like to be persecuted.
Man, ain't we the most forgiving people on the planet? The kindest people. See, they always paint us like we some kind of weird savages. But our hearts have always been big, man. Our heart be pulling on us to see and help people all the time as a nation. We can't help it.
No.
You know that most of the social programs today come from the heart of a black person, what they call black.
Facts.
Then they have to then push it to the white people to get the white people to then fund it. But it normally starts because of the love and care and compassion of our people.
Right.
Trying to always help the disenfranchised. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to bring in the outcasts and to make sure everybody got food. Because we got it from our dads and our grandpa on them.
Right.
Because we used to watch them this is back in the day, when they would kill an animal, we knew that they made sure everybody in the neighborhood ate.
Yeah.
So if a cow got killed, man, he wasn't going to try to eat the whole cow. Right. So it's just hard on us when we see somebody hungry.
Right.
Not to just do something to help them.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's just our nature. So we still have that in us. So that's where them programs come in. So why would you then turn around? Why is this society now trying to turn around and turn us into the aggressor?
Right. That don't make no sense.
How are we the aggressor? We come up out of slavery.
Right. And we support everybody's community. We support that was just like, how are they making this into a thing? Because where do we go to eat? Where do we go to shop? Where do we support? Our community supports everyone else's communities.
And they don't necessarily turn it back to us.
Right.
What I'm saying is they trying to paint us into this hatred.
Right.
We the new white man on the block that's now hating a minority group. Boy, you heathens gonna pay. It ain't gonna work anyway. But it ain't gonna pay. You're gonna pay for that. You writing up a false narrative.
They're controlling it right now.
And trying to and that's based on your records.
Right. Splicing some videos together, finding scattered videos.
And then you ain't showing the whole story, like I said. Because right now, the average Hebrew Israelite, even if you're a slumber brew, right? He ain't looking for no smoke.
No.
Man, we so busy trying to just survive from day to day. We trying to make it home from work.
Yes, indeed.
Without some race soldier pulling up behind us with lights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, we ain't out here just looking for no smoke, man. They trying to move the emphasis off of them. The white folks,
they sure are.
Europeans, they shooting up all the people's schools and shooting up the restaurants and shooting up this and busting in the Capitol buildings and all that kind of stuff. Shooting police, killing them, all that. Then you're gonna try to put something on us.
Right.
And I don't even have time to get into the fact that most of the stuff, the reason that our people are being oppressed the way they are, we know it's because of sin. We know we broke the covenant. But But they have treated, by and large, these big city communities as a project.
Sure have.
It's an experiment.
Sure is.
And the results of the experiment is exactly what they want them to be. So when you look in these big cities and see these projects and see these people and all this crime and all that, man, that was engineered.
Sure. Yeah.
You can't take a human being, man, like us that was born on the equator, you know what I mean, and free and on our own land. And, you know, that's in our DNA, you know. On our own land, grew our own food.
Yeah.
Everybody had their own houses, and we looked out for one another. Even in the Bible, we found out that Peter and James and John, they was fishermen together, and they was cousins, and they would help each other with catches and all that. And then he said, "Man, hey, they called on other ships.
They need more
to help
us."
Help. Right. So we can see our culture,
right?
And then you pull us. Oh man, it's a hot mess.
It is
coming up out of that kind of captivity, and then just squeezing hundreds and thousands of people in some of the worst living and squalid conditions on the planet, right? And you expect this person to not act out his environment.
Right.
But you know what? That's why we're here. See, we're here to expose that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And to keep the record straight among Israel. We are the kings and the queens of this planet.
Hallelujah.
The royalty.
Yes.
You are a royal priesthood, a chosen generation.
Yes, indeed.
To do what? Show forth the glory of Abba Yah, his righteousness, his holiness. We are the light of the world, the salt of the earth. And that idea that they trying to now do that to us, man, and I'm telling Zion, y'all don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. That's just, they're trying to paint you into something that you're not. Because look, man, once again, we ain't just running around, man, trying to just find some Asian just to be beaten up for recreation.
No, that's not us.
So that's not. So y'all don't believe that lie? CNN, MSNBC, whoever trying to push a lie, stop. Don't believe that lie.
Right.
We mind our own business, right? Especially right now, to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Brothers trying to make videos. Man, we're trying to help wake up Jacob, man. So no, we're not getting ready to shift. We're gonna stay the course.
That's it. As
we teach Zion to be strong. We are the true Asians.
Right.
East, the Afro-Asiatic, that's Israel. We've done it on this show. We looked it up
too many times
and showed the people where we are from. Shalom, shalom. We spent a lot of time because this is part of what this class is about. Part of why we come together like this is to help restore your identity. Because this crazy world that we live in is always trying to give you, Zion, some weird identity. They're always trying to make you into something. I'm going to bring up something else, man. So now they're trying to make all our females whores.
Right.
So that man, it was a hot mess. Matter of fact, I think that was you who told me about it, about these award shows.
Oh my goodness!
And how they had our women just doing all kind of unrighteous and
couldn't even click it. I just saw the story. I said, I'm not even clicking that mess.
And the way they're doing that, man, is once again they know we're about to go home. See, you got to remember, there's powers out there. They know the time is short. So now they are trying to remake our women into whores.
Right. This late in the game.
You're talking about the queens of the earth.
Come on.
The most beautiful human beings on the planet. Some of the kindest, nicest, most watchful and caring people. I'm not about by nature.
Right.
I'm not talking about what society has done.
Right.
I'm saying by nature. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just trying to turn out all our children. You know, if most of our kids, if you don't push that garbage down their throat, they be so loving and kind. Your daughters, man, they want to hang out with you, hug you, man, and always pull on daddy's beard and stuff. They ain't out there just trying to be no hoe.
No.
Until somebody shows them images and said, this is what you are.
That's it.
And so that's another thing. And the same thing's happening is programming. And they're doing the same thing on the other side with the men.
Sure.
You ain't nothing. And they got their grills all and they stacks of money that ain't theirs. they got to give it back after the video.
Right.
Fake chains that look real on TV, but afterwards,
Turn
man,
the
they got to take
in.
it all off and they put them in these right. Car got to go back to the dealership. The boat going back to the white man and loaned it to him. Right. You know I'm right about that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's an attack against our identity. Why? Because we're waking up to truth.
Yes, indeed.
We're realizing we're the kings and the queens of the planet.
Yes, indeed.
So they got to keep attacking us so that we will keep in sin. Because the more we stay in sin, they know that keeps the our by Yah from being able to rescue us for sure.
Yeah.
But he coming anyway.
Hallelujah.
Ooh, that's a hallelujah right there. I'm so glad he looked beyond our faults to see our needs, man. Because this captivity right here that us in
the mind,
it destroyed us.
Yes, it did.
And so part of the reason that we get behind these cameras, we got to expose the evil and restore the righteous place for Israel. Because, you know, this ain't the first time, man, we've been out of covenant. Right. We done acted a fool, man. I'm going through Jeremiah again. You know, I went through Isaiah not too long ago. Now I'm going through Jeremiah. So I'm right around chapter 37. So I'm like over halfway through the book, right? And I was like, ooh, we doing it all over again. But you know the different result at the end of the 70 years. Remember, that was 70.
Yeah.
This was 400. It's a lot of different years.
Yes, it is.
But at the end of the 70, they went home.
Hallelujah.
They went to Jerusalem. They still knew their language.
Yes.
They still knew their last name.
Who they were. They knew the tribes they came from.
They kept the feast. They said, man, where we at? They said, oh, we're at Sukkot. They said, well, can we keep it?
Yeah.
And man, Ezra and them, they was like, yes, and they kept the feast.
Cutting down trees.
Man, over here, we so destroyed after 400 years. We show somebody the feast. That's Jewish. Like, oh boy, my people destroyed. And if you first time in the room, hear the more. The word Jew, Jew,
right?
They talking about us from Judah. But the word Jew is not even in the Bible.
Can't be.
It's not in the Bible.
There's no way possible for it to be.
What that word, they translated that word out of a word, Yehuda.
Right.
Which represent the people from the tribe of Yehuda or from the southern kingdom that was named after the tribe, Yehuda. Right? That had nothing to do with a European group. That had nothing to do with Zionism. That had nothing to do with none of that. That had to do with the tribe of Yehuda. Or it represented the southern kingdom. Am I right about that?
You're right, 100%.
So in the southern kingdom, man, didn't we have all of the 12 tribes living in the southern kingdom?
Sure did.
For sure, Benjamin was there.
Most definitely. Got the Levites.
Levi was there because Levites had to be in every city. So they were in the country and in every city, right? We know based on the New Testament when we read it that Issachar was there.
Yep.
We know because we know some people last name Iscariot.
Right.
And I can go on and on with that. But my point is, we can't let nobody get us caught up.
No. In
this whole like trying to miseducate us again and work on our brain and make us think now, oh man, so you mean tell me that black people hate Asians? No, we don't hate no Asians.
No.
That'd be like hating ourselves.
Right.
We are Asian. There's they call it a Far East.
Right.
And they call it Far West. But they all considered, according to the so-called European, we all Asian.
Right.
We're Afro-Asiatic. So I want to put that out, get that straight to the whole world. And I hope y'all got it. If you're in the room for the first time, not for the first time, but if you're in the room and you can hear, okay, put a 7 in the chat, please. Our one of our holy days is coming up, the Passover, which is sometimes also called the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We're going to talk about that in a moment tonight. And also we're going to still deal with the word berit, and which has to do with the Hebrew word for covenant.
Mhm.
And we've been doing this now, man, for a few weeks. When
Mhm.
we got here, we kind of got stuck on it.
Got to.
But
It's too
I
big.
think, right, it's too big to pass over. This is one of them
Too big
situations.
to pass over.
Huh? It's one of them situations, man, where if Israel can understand this covenant, then these lessons alone can transform our nation.
Yes.
Just to know that y'all love you so much, and you're not in covenant with the Catholic Church, with white Jesus, with your pals,
Right.
with your deacons, with your elders, with your bishops, with your none of those people put you in covenant.
None.
Our covenant is a blood covenant that Abba Yah himself chose us to be a part of.
Right.
And we showed them on last week that when it came to the call of Abraham, that Abraham split that covenant in half. But then a deep sleep fell upon Grandpa.
Right.
You know, tired.
He was working.
Been working
chasing birds.
Fanning birds away from the sacrifice, cutting them big old animals and all that, man. And when he saw the terror, he saw us in this situation.
Yeah.
Which gave him an opportunity. Before we walked through here, man, you want in or you want out? He said, no, I'm in. And then Yah put him to sleep. And Yah walked through by himself, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Which says that, no, if that Negro walked through this, I'm going to have to kill him in the last step. He don't even know. I know his thoughts.
Right.
Before he thinks them.
Right.
So how about this? How about I walk for the both of us?
I'm covered.
And that way, I'll go into covenant with him. But if for some reason he break the covenant, I have a choice to have mercy.
Yes, indeed.
I'll have a choice whether or not I'm going to take him out or let him live, right? And that covenant is a serious covenant. I think you said this last week. Explain to these Hebrews watching the difference that you said between when you hear the word testament and you hear the word covenant.
So the testament is completely removed from the understanding of what it means. Because if you testify about something, oh, that's a testament. I could tell you about something, but that doesn't mean if I'm lying about it, I got to die for it. You know what I mean? That covenant is not a contract. I've heard it broken down in those kind of words, and we don't understand the implications of that for what it really is. Like someone had to die for sin. It's always been that way. That's the way the Most High set it up. So Mashiach is skipping all the way to the end for him dying for us. That replace. There's no contract. You could just rewritten another contract if that's all it was. But it's a covenant. There has to be blood paid, and thankfully, it don't have to be our blood,
right? Because it will be your blood if you reject the king.
That's it.
And you reject the offering.
That's it.
And like you said, if it's a covenant, it's just a talk. It's a testament. It's my testimony against your testimony.
You can't say anything.
But in reality, it's so much greater than a testament.
Right.
Because when you talk about a covenant, now we're talking about life and death.
Yes, indeed.
And so oftentimes when you see Yah bringing up his covenant, it's to remind Israel that, look, I don't want to kill y'all.
Right. That's what
but you messing around with the covenant and you pushing me up against a rock and a hard place. So several times he's like, look, I need y'all to repent. I need you to turn right now.
Turn your foot back.
I need
keep the Shabbat. Just keep the Shabbat.
I need you to burn that Christmas tree down before I have to burn your whole house down. I need you to
dress up in bunny suits anymore.
I need you to take that green makeup off.
Right.
You ain't no leprechaun, Negro. Take that green hat off. Take the green bow ties off and all that.
And don't forget that button that says, or the T-shirt that says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." You an Israelite. You ain't Irish.
Don't make
Take that off.
We in covenant.
Stop it.
And so many times that's what he's doing through the prophets, pleading.
Oh my goodness.
Telling the people, would y'all return to the covenant?
Just come back.
So I don't have to kill you. I don't have to destroy you. It got so bad that in Malachi, I think chapter 4, he says, the only reason that Israel's not destroyed is because I remembered my covenant with your fathers. It's the only reason. If it hadn't been for an actual covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob,
Yeah.
boy, we'd have been wiped
That's it.
out because of the wickedness. And even then, they weren't as wicked as we are today.
Come on.
And yet we think that we're going to get into the kingdom anyhow. That's how it works. We got to go back to the covenant.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to do tonight, is I would like to go back to our original blood covenant.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at the foundation. So what we showed on last week was the foundation with our father Abraham.
Right.
But today, I want to show that Abraham is not only our father, but Adam is our father.
Yes.
Now, before we do that, let's prove these things. Go to Luke.
Right.
I think I want Luke chapter 2. Hold on. Let me make sure. I need y'all to go to Luke with me. And we're going to look at this genealogy in the book of Luke. Because a lot of people don't know this. When they read the Bible, they don't read it as our history book. And it is our history. Might be. Let me look. I'll find it. All right. We're going to go to Luke.
Yeah, chapter 3.
Might be chapter 3. Hold on. Genealogies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's chapter 3. Y'all go to Luke chapter 3. Now, I'm going to start you, instead of going through, man, why not? No, I'll do it. I'll read it. Because I know these words, man, get you all tongue-tied. Let Morey read to y'all something to prove that this is a book of our genealogies. So I'm trying to prove that this is our people.
Right.
And these genealogies mean something.
Sure does.
But tonight, I just want to prove something. Oh, my goodness.
Right.
Luke chapter 3, verse 23. His name is Yehoshua,
Right.
because he's named after Yehoshua, which y'all say Joshua. So remember, in our family, we name our children after our ancestors. That's what we did.
Sure.
Sometimes it'd be right after your dad.
Right.
The first, second, third, or whatever. So there ain't no Jesus in the Bible.
Not one.
Why she said, boy, say Jesus in our scripture? No. There's only what you say, Joshua or Yehoshua.
Right.
Right? So why did they come up with a brand new name?
Right.
Because these heathens was trying to push white supremacy.
Right.
But we're going to, so that's why we say Yehoshua. Watch this. Put a 3:23 in the chat, and I want to show you something. And Yehoshua himself began to be about 30 years of age, being, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli, which was the son of Mathat, which was the son of Lawi or Levi, which was the son of Melchi, which was the son of Jonah, which was the son of Joseph. So you see, Joseph is named after Joseph. All right. Which was the son of Mattanias, which was the son of Amos, which was the son of Nahum, which was the son of Elishi, which was the son of Nagag, which was the son of Ma'at, which was the son of Matthias. Now, again, Zion, you see, if you understood the Old Testament, matter of fact, this is what the Morey is actually studying this right now, trying to be able to trace all these people back in the scripture, when they were, what time, what kingdom they were under, and the ones that were prominent, what contributions they made, and all that. All right, let's keep going. Matthias, which was the son of Simei, which was the son of Joseph. So you see the word again, which was the son of Yehuda. You see it? Why? Because we're naming our people after us.
Right.
All right. Which is the son of Joanna, which was the son of Rashab, which is the son of Zerubbabel. And you know, Zerubbabel was, I think it was a high priest coming out, or the king at the time when they came out of Babylon, Zerubbabel, which was the son of Shealtiel, which was the son of Neri, which was the son of Melchi, which is the son of Adai, the son of Cusham, which is the son of Elodam, which is the son of which was the son of Josie, which was the son of Eleazar, which is the son of Joram, which is the son of Mathat, which is the son of Levi. So you see again, we can see these names over and over again. I'm just giving you guys the ones that you know. Which was the son of Simeon. Remember, Simeon is another one of the 12 tribes. So you see, that's what we used to do. We named our people after our people. Which was the son of Judah. You see it again, which would be Yehuda, which was the son of Yosef, which was the son of Jonan, which was the son of Elakim, which was the son of Maliah, which was the son of Menan, which is the son of Mattatha, which was the son of Nathan, which is the son of David. So I mentioned this on the genealogies that we see this genealogy going up through Nathan. And I mentioned this in one of the videos. Why is Nathan here instead of Solomon?
Right.
Because when we actually read the genealogy, what we discover is Solomon line, one of his sons. Well, Solomon was first. The agreement was, look, if you keep my commandments and statutes, then you will always have a son on the throne.
Right.
But if you break my commandment, man, please. Man, I tear this house to boy, I tear it down so cold-blooded, make your head spin.
Right.
The enemies
made a covenant of Israel, split it in two.
He said, I will split it. That's right.
Split us in two kingdoms.
Because the covenant was that, remember, the animals on both sides. So when Solomon broke the covenant and brought them strange women and all them idol gods into
all of them,
then Yah split the covenant. Because remember, the rule was, if you do this, you break this covenant, I can do unto you what we've just done to these animals.
Yes, indeed.
And did he do it?
Sure did.
Oh my God.
Still split.
All right. So we now at King Dawid, which is the son of Jesse. So you know that we know that. We know Jesse, which is the son of Obed, which is the son of who? Boaz. Now we read about Boaz in the book of Luke. I mean, in the book of Ruth, right?
Sure did.
So we know who Boaz is because of Ruth and Naomi. See? These names are not foreigners, is my point. You know what I mean? This is our culture and our history, which was the son of Salmon, which was the son of Nason, which is the son of Aminadab, which was the son of Aram, which is the son of Esrom, which is the son of Perez. Oh, we know who Perez is. Perez is Judah's son. Yahuda, the original Yahuda, the man, the one, the son, the fourth tribe, the namesake of the whole nation, right here. So we know that Hamashiach come up out of Judah. It's in his genealogy. And if Judah is black, Hamashiach is black.
Come on.
He ain't no Shizet Boshai.
No.
Not even a little bit. He comes straight up out of the tribe of Judah. Which is the son of Jacob. We know Jacob, don't we?
We better.
That's Israel.
Right.
Oh, and for all you wait, Jesus, we don't know about no Israelites. We don't want to talk about no, they don't Hebrews. What you gonna do with Hamashiach?
Right.
In his genealogy, he's Yehuda.
Oh my goodness.
In his genealogy, he is Israelite. Now let's keep going. We're going to find out he also is Hebrew.
Yeah.
All right. Son of Jacob, which is the son of Isaac. Get it straight, you heathens. Everybody got to have this thing down pat. We need to know who we are. This is what we do in this lesson 4, which was the son of Abraham.
Yes.
Now you can see that Hamashiach is a direct son of Abraham by lineage, by record. We got the record.
Yes, we do.
Let's keep going. Which is the son of Terah. They said Thara here, but Terah, we read about that in Genesis. Watch this. Where am I at?
This one, 34, into 34.
Yeah, which is the son of Nakor, which is the son of Sharuk, which is the son of Ragu, which is the son of Phelek, which is the son of Eber. Underline that, you Hebrews.
That's it right there.
Underline that, you Hebrews. Because Eber is where we get the word Hebrew from. It's they put in here Hebrew. But it's Hebrew. So we know in the genealogy of Hamashiach I mean, we can run. I'm gonna run it off, but we know he's son of David.
Yeah.
Through Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
We also know he is. I'm talking about in the genealogy.
Right.
We know Abba Yah as his father.
Right.
We get that. I'm
Right.
just making a point of running
the
family line, of course. And we also know that Eber is the first person called a Hebrew. Eber is the one where we get the name Hebrew.
Right.
So when you hear them saying Abraham the Hebrew,
right,
they're really saying Abraham the son of Eber.
That's it. That's it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's how it happens, Zion. That's how it works. That's why we read this Bible from cover to cover, back and forth, as much as we can, to help Zion connect these dots. So next time a person say something stupid about a Hebrew Israelite, you got to be careful about talking like that, because now you're talking about who Hamashiach is based on genealogy. Let's keep going. After Eber, what? Son of Salah, which was the son of Canaan, which is the son of Arphaxad, which is the Arphaxad, which is the son of who? Shem. They put Shem. That's how they get this. They pay Sem, but it's Shem. We know because Genesis. We know it's Ham, Shem, and Yafet. So which line are we talking about?
Shem, the Shemitic.
That's our line.
That's it.
That's the East African. That's the Afro-Asiatic.
Yes, indeed.
That's who we are.
All day.
Right? Shem. Shem got brothers, but it don't say from Ham.
No.
It don't say from Japheth.
No.
Then where did white Jesus come from? Boy, you heathens gonna pay for that. You know better. But Moray Yoshiyahu, I don't have no problem telling the truth to our people.
Painted themselves in it, just like they tried to back in the day.
I ain't gonna do it.
Leave the pictures at me.
No, I'm not gonna do it right now, because boy, watch this, man. Now we're about to go behind Shem.
I hope y'all reading along so you can see how they changed the names too.
What? Which was the son of Noah. See, it say no.
How they spell that? The first Noel? No.
This is Noah. that where it says no, that's Noah. Make sure y'all have that, Zion. All right, make sure you know that you come out of from Noah through Shem. This is a lineage of our people. Watch this. Wait a minute. He was the son of Lamech. Found that out in the script. Which was the son of Methuselah.
Old man.
You know, Methuselah lived longer than everybody on the planet.
Old man.
969 years. Which was the son of Enoch. Which was the son of Jared. Which was the son of Malaleel. Which was the son of Canaan. Which was the son of Enos. Which was the son of Seth. Seth.
There we go.
Man, are we back to the beginning?
Yes, we are.
Which was the son of Adam, which was the son of Yah.
Hallelujah.
How you gonna get around that? It means that our culture can trace our lineage back to Adam.
All the way.
So why is that important, Zion? Because Matthew stops at Abraham.
Right. Because he expects you to know.
Yeah, Matthew feels like
talking to us.
Matthew dealing with kingship.
Luke is talking to
some
other people.
But Luke is trying to tell everybody, right? Luke is saying, hey, I need y'all to get this.
Take it all the way back.
These Hebrew Israelites can trace their lineage to Adam.
Yes.
Now, the heathen, they trace their lineage back to apes and monkeys.
Sure do.
And look, you heathens don't get mad at me.
Then they trying to paint us in on that.
No, don't get mad at me, because you heathens
they teach us that.
Force us.
Make us learn it, make us write about it in papers.
That y'all come out of hot swamp water. Am I lying?
Not lying.
Y'all come up out of hot swamp water. You turn into a salamander, then a snake, then a chicken, and then from the chicken you went back down into a dog, and then you became a dolphin and a whale, and then you flopped back on the sea, and you came out, man, and you messed around and decided, man, you're gonna be a orangutan, and you became a monkey, and then you tell us, now write it down. That's evolution. That's your lineage. Don't get mad at the Moray when he tell you what you told us. You heathens told us that's your lineage.
Right.
Y'all can have it.
That's y'all culture. We ain't claim. We claim this.
It's they truth.
Yes, indeed.
If they say they came from a monkey, hey,
I ain't gonna stop you.
I wasn't there. I don't know where y'all came from. You act like you got all the records. Man, you got science books, man, stacked up to the ceiling.
College courses that you got paid money for.
And all we got, man, all the Hebrew Israelites got, we got this book right here. This is all we know. And this book say, man, we the sons of Yah.
Hallelujah.
And your book say, man, you come out of a hot, nasty, stinking swamp as an amoeba.
Came from a one cell amoeba.
One cell amoeba.
How we even know these from them telling us this? We didn't make it up. A one cell amoeba evolved into having brains that can write and see and think.
I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
When they taught you that in school, did you believe it?
No. I'm getting arguments with the teachers.
We wasn't even woke then.
No, we were kids.
We was sitting in class going
like, what?
Boy, but if you don't, but they believe it with all their heart.
Oh my goodness.
Matter of fact, if you don't believe that,
if I didn't write that, what they told me to write on I'm gonna fail that class.
You're gonna flunk.
If I come out and say the Bible says,
they're gonna kick you out.
We gotta talk to your parents because you disturbing the class.
Man, I wish I'd have known now what I knew then.
Oh man,
I'd have been making mockery.
Oh man, all day.
Man, as soon as that white professor would have said, so we came from amoeba, I was like, oh, you monkey man. See that? If I'd have known it. So I've been wondering why the monkey man. You the missing link.
The link is here.
You the link.
Y'all been hiding right in place.
Boy, I'd have been making mockery. I'd have said, hey man, let me see your ashy chicken ankles. Because I know you still got some leftover chicken scales, man. Because every time the thing evolved, it carries something with them, right? I want to see, man, where the evidence. I'd have been making mockery.
Got some gills on the side of your neck.
Boy, woo! I sure wish, man, but I at that time, man, I was taught, hey, get your grade and get out.
Right.
But see, now the grade don't mean nothing to me. I have a doctorate. So
I
I don't give a damn what they say. I go back to school now, boy, be making mockery. You calling us a monkey, but you make us learn your history. But see, that's not our history.
Sure not.
See, we read our history and go straight back to Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to prove that. I had to prove it.
From one man to another.
And if y'all understand that the Murray had to prove that, put a 100 in this chat, please, because I want to show you something about Adam tonight.
There we go.
In the time we have left, I want to show you something about Adam. We are told in the New Testament that Adam is the son of Yah, which literally means that Adam is Yah's offspring.
That's it.
He created Adam.
That's it.
Adam was supposed to be the continuation of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Son. That's what that word means in Hebrew, right?
Yes.
If Yah can create Adam out of the dirt, the soil, you're trying to tell me he can't create Hamashiach out of a full-grown woman? See, I'm not dealing.
That's the goofiest.
We're not dealing. We're not dealing with camp thinking no more.
Crazy camp thinking.
That when they deny, I found out who they were. The Bible told me the Sadducees.
Yes, indeed.
They don't believe in the miracles. Yes, indeed. They don't believe in the angels. Yes, they don't believe in it. So we're not talking to them. We're talking to the people who have a Bible right in front of them and they can read.
Right.
So we know that it was Yah who made Adam, and we're going to find out how he did it.
Right.
And that Adam, in the biblical sense, was a son of Yah.
Yes, indeed.
In other words, Adam is the offspring of Yah. Yes, we're going to prove these things tonight. Y'all go to Genesis chapter. You know what? Yeah, let's go to Genesis chapter 1. And then we'll get over to chapter 3. But let's go to Genesis chapter 1 real quick. Genesis chapter 1. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Y'all put in there 126. Well, I'll get some water. We're going to show y'all why we know who we are and whose we are, because we can trace our lineage to Adam.
That's right.
We traced our lineage all the way. Did we just do it
all the way back
to Adam? Watch this. I want to show you something. All right, read that, man. Started.
Verse 26. And Elohim said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them.
Go on.
And Elohim blessed them. And Elohim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life. I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. Verse 31. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good.
Very good, you heathens. I'm not going with the evolution.
Everything.
Because the way this is written is very good. So why do I need to be hearing about y'all's history of come up out of swamps and then end up, swinging through trees? We're not doing that. That's not who we are. Yes, you can call us uppity and bougie if you want to, but we were made in the very image of Yah. We were made in the image of King Kong. Baloo the Ape. Man, we don't have no movie fantasies talking about Planet of the Apes.
No.
But we going back kissing on gorillas.
No. Oh, come on.
And even in the movie, the gorilla, the orangutan, or whatever that thing was, say, "Oh, you ugly."
Right. So did.
You're so damn ugly. But y'all had fantasies of hanging out with monkeys and having relationships with primates, do you? That's not us.
So not.
I'm gonna prove these things. I'm not done. I want y'all to understand something. We go with this book. This is this is our lineage.
Yes, it is.
I don't know where they came up with their lineage from.
Either.
I know where ours is.
Yes, indeed.
It's here. All right, let's go to chapter 2. Go on, starting on chapter 1. I want to show you something. Chapter 2, verse 1. Put a 2-1 in the chat. All right, chapter 2, verse 1. Cool.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, Elohim ended his work, which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work, which Elohim created and made.
What day?
The seventh.
No, the fourth day. Because we got some Hebrew talking about the Shabbat of day 4. What day?
The seventh.
Okay, because we got some Hebrew talking about the Shabbat shift every month. I need to know one more time. What day is it?
The seventh.
Is that plain as day?
Plain.
Do we even need to have a conference on this?
We shouldn't.
Why should we even have to get together, man, and have a conference when we read in seventh day?
Seventh day.
All right, let's continue.
He sanctified it.
Dude, and then he repeats it, and
right.
We're going to get to that covenant later when we get to Moshe, but let's keep going.
Verse 4. These are the generations of the heavens, of the earth, when they were created in the day that Yah, Elohim, made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For Yah had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And Yah Elohim formed man of the dirt, of the dust of the ground.
Okay, wait. He formed man from the snow? Well, I'm just trying to figure out what it says here. He formed, now ain't that Adam? Okay.
From the dust of the ground.
Are you sure that's what it says?
That's what it says.
Because I know, and in Hebrew, you know that word means the loose dirt. Okay, come on.
And breathe into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
And man turned white. That's not what it says?
It's sure not.
Okay, then you're going to explain this to me.
Oh, no.
You're wrong.
I can't explain it.
How come when we tell our kids to look it up, this is what they got?
He can't even believe it.
Wait. You're wrong. Look at this. You're wrong. This is what they try to say is Adam. And that's what they try to say is Eve.
Is that the snake too?
And the snake got a little smiling.
They even made it have
man, little smiling face and blonde hair. What is wrong with you heathens? Why make a culture do this, man? Oh, shoot. So you just gonna make him red hair, huh? And she got red hair. And boy, he got they got lipstick and they got rouge. You heathens gonna pay. Yeah. So you trying to tell me that this is Africa? Because we know where you're wrong. And then you wonder why our people are messed up.
I seen them make them white, but I ain't never seen them make the snake. They made the serpent white.
Look at the serpent's head. But the serpent.
These heathens don't know no bounds.
So the question I have for tonight is, how did you really say from the dirt, from the dust of the ground?
It said from the white sands of the. No, it said dirt of the ground.
We trace Hamashiach lineage
all the way back
to Adam.
Yes.
Didn't we trace it through 42 Negroes?
Right.
Right? We know, man, them people is black. We got evidence. We done showed it. Right. Man, we done preached so many verses and scriptures about, man, their hair is locked. Right. Hair and locked. Their skin is black into the earth. Then you read the original writing. Oh, my goodness. And it literally said, man, from the loose dirt of the ground. Right. Thought I was through.
I was hoping you would be. That thing was. I didn't use up all your white ink.
What is wrong with you heathens?
Oh my goodness.
Why would you do that? So you was trying to say that from this right here,
they made all the
different colors of the world? Came Hamashiach?
Right.
Boy, you heathens is boy.
Because we can make albino children, but I ain't never seen them make.
What is with her nose? And what are y'all doing over in Europe?
That's a man.
Why would you do that? You know good and well, man. See, now
the face.
Look.
Oh, but now he's all now.
So I know
red. He got red hair now.
Oh, so now he Esau, huh?
That's a red hair.
Oh my. You're wrong. That's what I'm trying to say. And you got our people. When they think of Adam, by the way, Eve's name is not Eve. Her name is Chawa. And how they got Eve, I have no clue. How in the hell do you get Eve?
How they paint them in? We don't.
Because they trying to push themselves in the Bible.
What is that? Look how he's standing.
They can't even make it no whiter than this.
Who stands like
that? So
you're
trying to tell me this is the first man y'all made? Oh my, he would have made this and destroyed the earth the same day. He like, oh shoot, it's not very good. I lied. I just quit.
Oh man,
this is a figment of a person's imagination, and I'm not being prejudiced. I'm saying,
right?
You read a verse and said, "Oh, I'm not gonna make him the color of dirt. I'm not gonna make him the color of the soil. I'm gonna make him after my image and my likeness. I'm gonna make her. Y'all know better than that. You're in trouble. Just let you know." Because you push these images on Israel. And you got Israel, when they close their mind and they think of Adam and Chawa, they don't even think of us. They think of this European image.
At least they got a beard on this one. You know, he's the first.
I had to fix this one because this heathen had, anyway. Now, I'm going to change. Give me my pen. I'll use this pen. We don't use this word no more.
Oh man,
we know if Yah use this to create man, wouldn't he look like this? If everybody can see that, put a 1,000 in this chat. Why? Because Moreh Yoshiyahu Dawid in Iran tonight is restoring your true identity. Put a 1,000. Now let's see what make most sense.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see what make most sense, Zion. He's making the first man out of this. Let's see what make most sense. How did we let it happen? How did that happen?
To see the whole world.
How are we even good with this? How do we even let a person make our mind not see that our skin and the soil is the same exact color? So who did Yah make? Man.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at what you call today the European, he can't be the original.
No.
Because the original is made here. In Genesis, unless this came out of a swamp, like they said, unless this is some splitting up amoeba,
right?
That turned into a salamander, that turned into a chicken, that turned into something, that turned into something, that turned into something, and finally you see that red orangutan looking. I don't know where they get this. This ain't in the Bible.
No.
Is this in your Bible?
No.
Would you read that verse one more time? Because it says, I want to hear that soil again.
Verse 7. And Yah Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and he became a living soul.
Which one? Let's do a quiz, children of Yah all over the world. Yah formed man from soil, earth, what y'all would call dirt, soil, earth. A or B? Which one of these closely resembles earth? You can put it in the chat. This is A. This is B. Which one closely resembles earth? Ooh, if y'all have got this wrong, I'd have quit tonight. Y'all have been like, what happened to the movie? He didn't make no more videos.
Right. We done.
I saw a B.
Just close. Don't even end it. Just close it.
I saw a B in the chat. I just said, that's all right.
Oh, there's a B. Kick him out. Who is that? I see it.
I
see it.
Well, I ain't got time for you, Hebrew, but y'all funny. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Classic headline.
Newsweek. The search for Adam, and her name is Chihuahua. And Adam means soil. It means the color of the earth. Scientists. Boy, I wish I could swift kick. Scientists explore a controversial theory about man's origin.
Oh my goodness.
Controversial? So what's controversial? When I say it can't be this,
that's controversial.
Then I'm being controversial?
That is a controversy.
When I say that this can't be so now I'm controversial. Right. You see what I'm saying? So they taking what I'm saying. So the Moray are telling y'all he come from the soil. And they say, Moray is controversial. I'm controversial because I'm reading the Bible and I know what color brown is. I know Hebrew. I know what that word means. You are the ones you heathens being controversial. When the Bible literally says he's from the earth, soil, right here. And then you paint this picture, which one is being controversial? The one who said, no, this is him, or the one who's saying, no, it's him. So Newsweek said, well, let's look at what Moray is saying.
Controversial.
Because he's so controversial. I know they're trying to talk about it behind my back. So now we got all the scientists of the world exploring what I'm saying. Let's explore what this controversial Hebrew Israelite went to a small school. Let's see what he got to say. Man, his student body class wasn't even 500 people. Let's see what he got to say. So they made it they said, well, that's controversial for him. How is that controversial, man? when we just read the lineage.
Right. The truth becomes controversy.
And you and I can run that lineage.
Yeah.
Because hallelujah, Luke put it in there that it didn't stop with Abraham.
Right.
Luke took you to Adam.
Sure did.
To show you what the original color of this ain't no prejudice message.
No.
It's a truth message to help restore our identity.
Yeah.
He's trying to prove to the whole world that the Hebrew Israelites can trace their identity all the way back to Adam.
All the way.
I got one more. And Yahuwah Elohim formed man from the dust of the earth, of the ground, and breathed in the breath of life into man's nostrils, and man became a living soul, a living person. Now, never mind the silver hands. I think this artist was trying to say that Yah was light, right? And you know, whatever. I would have painted them hands black as coal,
right?
But that's a whole nother story. But this heathen trying to have a conscience is saying it's impossible to take dirt and make this color. That's not what he did. And then he shows you the soils here. So you got the different kind of soils, right? But then he's saying, no, but the original soil's here.
Right.
So this is more like what he would look like. And he uses burnt brass as the color. Because brass is made straight from the earth. You know that, right? And that's the image that we need to now get back into our children's head.
Yes, indeed.
And they got a picture of the breath of life coming into Adam. And we still got brothers, man, look like this. Back in the day, man, I wasn't too far off from that. I was
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I said. 20 years ago, for me, I was in shape.
I'm not gonna start putting numbers on them.
I put my
my numbers. Boy, them numbers be everywhere. Say, woo, man. But I'm saying, it ain't like I to see this walking around today.
Right. No,
it's not. Not trying to make up.
Right.
So now you say that's controversial. That's not controversial. It's true. What's controversial is when you bring this in.
Right.
Because now the rest of the whole wide world trying to figure it out.
Right.
Where do we all come from?
Right.
But if you start off with this, you can end up here.
Yes, you can.
Now that's possible.
It is.
I went, man, my own cousins. I got cousins, man, in this world. And I think I told you I went to a funeral where my uncle, my grandmother's brother, he almost made 100. It was, matter of fact, it was planning his 100th birthday when he passed, right? He went into sleep. And anyway, he was dark like this. And he had one son and one daughter.
Okay.
And they married, one married, I think, Mexican and white. And then they had children. And they married white and Mexican. And then they had children. They married white and Mexican. So when I got there to the funeral, I thought I was at the wrong place because I just saw the kids and grandkids running around. I said, oh, because it was a mega church.
Right.
So I said, oh, they having a funeral before my uncle's. So I was just sitting in the car. You think I'm joking? I just sat in the car. I was like, I'll just wait until they come get me. So man, my homeboy Johnny, he was like, hey man, what you doing in the car? I said, I'm just gonna wait until Uncle Ben's funeral. He said, that is Uncle Ben's funeral. I said, Johnny,
what?
Uncle Ben is black as ace of spades.
Right.
All these white people here for. Then at that point, I'm still not thinking relatives.
Right.
I'm thinking, oh, he must have a lot of friends.
Right.
And he said, oh, so you wasn't really that close to that side of the family. He said, man, these your cousins. And boy, I got in there, man, and did the message and looked out over the audience. And I said, I knew that day. I said, we can't judge Israel just based on skin color.
Right.
Because it don't take that many times for them to lose pigment. Because even I would have looked at the little boys and little girls. Right. Now I'm talking male now. Right. So I'm talking about Ben Sr., then Ben Jr. Right. And I said he married either a Mexican woman from Mexico or a European.
Mhm.
Then they had a son.
Mhm.
And then his son had a son.
Right.
And the son.
Right.
So we still running male bloodline, right?
Right. Mhm.
And the little girl that was singing for her grandpa, that was my cousin,
Mhm.
man, she was light and had blonde hair.
Right.
We're not talking about no dye in her hair.
Right.
No, but that's how but that was my cousin.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we know that can happen.
Yes, indeed.
But it can't go the other way.
No.
If it start with the white
Right.
as white
We
as you
started
can get,
with any of those.
it can't go black. But if it's black, it can go white.
Okay.
It can go light.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it can go this. Well, this right here, man.
That serpent, man. I can't get over that one. That's some man.
Well, let's get out of here, man.
That's vanity, boy.
Okay, Moray, why'd you show me that? Because I needed to show you that this ain't no controversy. Newsweek brought up the article that the scientists were looking into it. All they had to do is call the Moray. I would have told them, y'all spend a lot of time, man. I just tell you, man, go to Genesis chapter 2.
Go grab whatever Bible you got around and flip to Genesis chapter 2.
I don't know why that's so hard. See, they don't want to give me credit because I went to a little small school. But I know one thing. I know I could get to Genesis chapter 2.
You know you can read.
I know I can read. I know what color dirt is.
Right.
Now, why is that important, Zion? It's important because Yah said it's important. Because something's getting ready to happen. In chapter 2, verse 8. Read verse 8.
And Yah Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden. And there he put the man who he had formed.
Which means, obviously, agriculture. We would attend the garden. We're going to find that later. And then verse 9.
And out of the ground made Yah Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden. And from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is it which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, and where there is gold.
That's over by the Euphrates and the Tigris. Come on.
Verse 12. And the gold of that land is good. There's Bedlam and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon.
Yes.
The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hedikiel. That is which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates.
Come on.
And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it.
Wait, he put him where?
In the garden.
So where is our original place?
In the garden.
See, that's why we always reaching back for paradise. See, we're not looking for the hot swamp.
No.
We ain't looking to go back, man, into something. No, man, that's not where we from.
No, that's not us.
We're from the garden. That's why we always have a hankering to get back to paradise. Now, you Hebrews, look at this on this night. Where you see this red on this Bible map, that is what's called the Fertile Crescent. Get it straight. Boy, why are you showing me this? Because I need you all to see it stretches from the Mediterranean Sea to the Persian Gulf. Let me hold it. Did I hold it upside down? No, it's like this. Yeah.
You had it right.
And those rivers are right there. Those are the rivers. I'm not mad at nobody, but I don't see the Thames River nowhere there. I don't see it.
No River Thames. No.
And I'm not mad at the people who live in England and Europe. I'm just saying that ain't one of the rivers.
No.
But
have we been off? Are we still there, Zion?
we still on it.
I think we're still there.
All right. So these rivers are still here today. So we could find our location of where humanity started. Right? That ain't hard. They told us we don't know where Eden is. If y'all don't even know, let me tell you what they said. They say, on the great mystery of the world, search for the Garden of Eden. And you looking in Europe, you looking in Alaska, you looking in the United States of America.
Oh my goodness.
Man, you looking over in Fiji and Australia.
All
it's
over
like,
the
well,
place.
what's wrong with y'all?
Like,
It's right here.
Yes.
The name of the rivers are still here.
Right.
So we know who we are, we know whose we are, and we also know what color the people was from here. That ain't hard to do.
Nope.
I mean, I went to all the museums. Them heathens got that. They got that. Like I heard one brother say, they got the game and gone with that. Man, they done dug up every one of our ancestors and our distant cousins. Man, them brothers got beards, froze, dreadlocks. Man, some of them brothers, man, got finger waves. Man, some of them got tight.
They got it all.
Man, they got the wide noses. Man, they own chariots. Man, I'm like, how you heathens get all our stuff?
All the artwork.
And steady painting the Mediterranean people white.
Something else.
But you go into a museum and they are all black. Oh, you sneaky.
Yep.
Now, where are we at, man? How did I get over there talking about? Oh, I was dealing with this heathen. Trying to show it because they believe that if this is the origin, this makes them supreme. In reality, that's not the origin.
No.
This is the origin. And I think a heathen was trying to punch his ticket into the kingdom because I think a heathen came up with this slide right here. And he put his hands in the dirt, but I covered him up. Because if you're going to say, if Yah, we're going to use what we believe.
Right.
We made in his image. So he got to be our color.
Yes, indeed.
His hands look like our hands. Now let's look at the covenant. Let's go to verse 15.
Verse 16?
15?
15 again?
Yeah, Genesis 2:15.
Okay. And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
What? Wait. Well, how does it start? For every tree of the garden you should what?
Freely eat.
So is Yah being mean?
Oh, no.
Selfish? Stingy? Is he actually trying to make him starve to death up in the garden?
Everything up front.
He said you can eat all, man.
Freely. As much as you want.
But what?
Verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. That's
the first covenant. I need y'all to write that down.
No.
This whole lesson tonight was to get to show you something. The first covenant that was ever made, obviously, was made with our ancestor Adam, who was also what y'all consider a black man. Adam means brown. It don't mean red like a crayon.
Nope.
It's the color of blood mixed with soil. All right? So we see the first covenant relationship. How do we know it's covenant? I'll prove it in a minute. The reason why we can see that it's a covenant is because the death penalty is connected to this.
Directly.
It's the first time, man, we even hear about dying or death of anything. And what is it about? Obeying Yah.
Plain and simple.
So the very first covenant in its most raw and foundational form is that you obey Yah.
That's it.
You hearken only to Yah's voice. And to prove your obedience to Yah, he put a tree in the midst of the garden. He said, now look, you can eat all the trees, all of them. You don't even have to eat as much as you want. But that one tree right there, that's in the midst of the garden.
Don't you eat it.
Don't eat it, lest you die. You know what he said?
That's it.
Let's read it how he said it exactly so we can hear the words of this covenant. Read 17 one more time.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Thou shalt what?
Surely die.
So the first covenant that humanity goes into with Yah is a covenant that's based on death. Now, here's what's interesting. In our very first covenant given to our people, going back to Adam, obviously, Adam was already given dominion.
Yes, he was.
Now, I'm going to show you something throughout all the Bible. He's going to keep talking about having dominion over everything.
It's a real thing.
If you go in a covenant with me, you're going to be the king. You're going to be on top. You're going to have dominion. It's part of the first covenant.
Yes, indeed.
You see here, we eat and clean, right?
Yes, indeed.
So he tells you this is what you're going to eat. And now people are like, well, you can't be telling people what they're going to eat. All you got to do is pray over it. Genesis already said, man, this is what's for food.
You mean he cares about what I eat? Yeah.
He also gave Adam dominion. Well, at that time, the whole world, but the garden, what they call Eden, took the whole Fertile Crescent.
Yeah.
Which means that is the cradle of civilization, because it was no doubt the most beautiful place on the planet.
Indeed.
Right? Today it's all desert.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about in the original.
All
right. So we see a covenant. We see promises.
Yeah.
We see consequences.
Yes.
It's in the. It's just as plain as we can make it. Now watch this. All right. Verse 18.
Yah Elohim said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him."
So then after the covenant is established between Yah and Adam.
That's what it is.
It is a covenant that's based on what's called the death penalty. You break this covenant, because right now you're going to run the world.
Yeah.
He said, but break this covenant, you're going to die. And that's what we're going to hear. It's a consistent theme throughout all of the Bible. Keep the covenant, live. Break the covenant, die. All right. And he said, you surely will die. So then he is, his intelligence is tested here. We don't got time. I'll be all night with that. But in verse 19, we see that this ain't no caveman.
Right.
And out of the ground, Yah Elohim formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam, we named everything. Called every living creature. That was the name thereof, which means he's super intelligent.
Yes.
What's all this? Man, when we show our history, we don't show people grunting and stuff.
No.
You know, like in the movies when they show cave people, they're grunting and they got clubs and hitting people over the head.
Right.
Man, we was intelligent. We was like, man, we was speaking Hebrew. But man, we was regal.
Yeah.
Man, proper. You know what I'm saying?
From the beginning.
We're not talking about like having to make this up coming out. No, this is to look at something, in Hebrew is deep because they're speaking Hebrew.
Right.
Hebrew is very on function, which means he had to not only see the animal, but he had to observe the function and then say, based on how that is functioning, this is what it is.
Yes.
All right. So we see, let's go down, drop down and go to 21.
Verse 21, and Yahuwah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which Yahuwah Elohim had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
So the original plan was that Chawah was to help Adam. She was taken from Adam. The original plan.
Yeah.
One woman.
Yes.
One man.
Right. That's it.
Now they're trying to change it. They're trying to say the original plan was 100 women and one man. Especially these Hebrew Israelites.
Oh my goodness.
These Hebrew Israelites. Now what's strange to me is we got some Hebrew Israelites talking about we need to go back to the beginning. But they got multiple wives.
Right.
If you go back to the beginning, you ain't gonna have one.
Right. And that first one that we see with multiple.
So how about we go to the beginning and see how Yah originally designed it?
Yes, indeed.
If we're gonna go back to the beginning over food and try to get people to eat right,
that's it.
If we're gonna go back to the beginning over roles the husband is the head and the wife, then we got to go back to the beginning. Then why are we going back to the beginning when it comes to the original plan for husband and wives? All I'm saying is be consistent.
Yes, indeed.
It's time out for Israel picking and choosing.
Right.
Say, well, okay, well, after the flood, after the fall, okay, then I agree with you. I'm not against our culture because there ain't no getting around our culture having multiple wives. Man, come on, man. Our 12 tribes from 4 different women.
Yeah.
We had 2 wives and 2 baby mamas.
Right. And a whole lot of drama.
So we had basically 4 that makes up the children of Israel.
Right.
So I'm not saying it didn't exist. What I'm trying to say is there was an original plan, and then there was a plan marred by sin.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
There was a plan that went into place after the breaking of the covenant. So the first covenant is set up with our diet law, our job, our place, paradise, all the food, everything, right? And then Adam is very intelligent, and he also recognizes Chua as his own, bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh, right? So he don't say, man, she's something different than me, right? Obviously, now we don't believe in this weird evolution thing. We see that Yah's making this, right? Okay, now, so we now see the covenant in effect. Now, before we go, you Hebrews, we got to open up chapter 3 just to show you the breaking of the covenant and what happened. So start at 3:1.
3:1. Now the serpent, I can't get that image out. The blonde-haired, rouge-wearing, lipstick-wearing serpent.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about?
I wish you never showed me that.
Well, you heathens. Well, y'all, what is going? What is wrong? Come on, man. We'll never finish. We'll never finish.
Goodness. Chapter 3, verse 1.
This one's at least a little bit better.
It looks like a serpent.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath Elohim said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
Grandmama, we done talked about this already. Grandmama Chua,
adding to it.
We already know that we ain't supposed to be adding to, even if it is for the good.
Right.
We don't be adding to scripture and trying to take away from scripture.
No.
If he said don't touch it, just tell the devil. He told us not to touch it, but he didn't say that. He said don't eat of it.
Right. Say it's better for us not to touch it.
I could get all that, but Grandma, don't add to the law.
Because then when you touch it and you see nothing happen, you be like, oh, I might as well go ahead and eat it then. But let me continue.
Let's keep going.
Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die.
You don't have to keep the law. That's what the serpent said. Who told you about a death penalty? Ain't nobody dying.
You don't surely die.
You know about from eating a piece of fruit. What the heck are you talking about?
Right.
But that devil is slick as snail snot. And I try to tell y'all this. Today's religious church experience or whatever, they're trying to tell you the same thing. You ain't gonna die if you break the covenant.
Have a little bacon. He's not gonna kill you over some bacon.
And Isaiah is still in there, ain't it?
Sure
Isaiah
is.
66 is still in the
Isaiah
Bible.
66 read clear.
Let's continue. I'll be here all night. Let's continue.
Verse 5. Let me read verse 4 again. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die, for Elohim doth know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Oh, so you're trying to make her like the fallen angels, the demons. Come on.
Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasing to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
So, did they keep the covenant or break the covenant?
They broke it.
Now, I've always said this. It ain't the fruit.
Right.
It's the faith. It ain't the fruit. It was the disobedience to the command.
That's it.
It could have been anything.
Anything. Whatever he said.
Whatever he said, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Yes.
That thing we know, man, she talking to this fork-tongued consultant, man. He think he got it all. Man, you gonna, man, first of all, I know you ain't gonna listen to Adam. I know, because you know he trying to keep you down.
Right.
And y'all, oh man, y'all, if he gonna kill you over fruit, man, what kind of guy gonna kill you over some fruit?
Come on, make it plain.
Man, that's the devil, man. Mm-hmm. He's slick, I'm telling you.
It is.
Grandmama caught up in the game.
Quickly.
So she ate it.
She sure did.
And she was like,
it tastes good.
So then she, hey, baby!
What?
Adam over there working in the field, like, yeah, come here. Huh. Okay. Oh, shit.
It's like, oh, man.
Man.
That quick.
Boy, what just happened here?
Eyes opened.
No, we're going to read it. We're going to read it for Zion. We're going to read it. We gotta read our history. We got to see what happened when we broke the covenant. Come on, man. Our first covenant.
Verse 7. And the eyes of both of them were opened. And they knew that they were naked.
That word means naked, but also exposed now. For before they never saw themselves shamed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they were looking through eyes of light. They were looking through perfection.
Right.
But now that they had done something, you know what happens when you do something wrong? You be looking around and anybody see me? Because you feel exposed, right? That's what happened. Come on.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Grandmama and grandpa. I know y'all ain't never seen death before, so I'm gonna give you a pass, but you do know fig leaves dry up, right? Grandmama, you know that wasn't gonna work, right? You looked at them big old green leaves and you never seen death before, grandmama and grandpa. I get it. So what y'all was gonna do is cover yourselves up, but didn't know that in a couple of days, you're going to sit down and all your hind parts going to be exposed.
Crunch.
You can't cover your own sin. No. Do you hear that, you non-messianic maniac?
Yes, indeed.
Grandmama and them tried it with the fig leaves.
They sure did.
Boy, a little while they sat down and I said, what was that? They felt a little strange breeze come through there. It's like, ooh, what's happening here? You exposed again. That's what's happening. Man, I'm gonna speak for me because you probably live more righteous than I did. Man, look, that's why I be working so hard for the kingdom, man.
Some makeup to do.
Ooh, man. I was out there, man. And you know what I'm saying? Sin, man, ain't no joke, right? So I was caught up in it. Like bad. That's a confession. They say, man, he think he's something. Y'all don't know. I don't think I'm nothing. You don't know where I came from. You don't know what I was involved in.
Right.
So you try to cover your own sin.
Sure do.
But your efforts, right? And then you try to keep going on with the motions, like you still, ain't sinned against the Most High, yeah. You still up trying to teach and preach and trying to do that. And no, man, you done violated. And I'm not just talking about the big one or two that people think about. I'm talking about, the gamut. Because, the more you study the Bible, the more you realize how much more sin it is, right? That you can commit. It's more than just adultery and fornication.
Right.
It's more sins than that in the Bible.
Sure is.
So, man, I'm over here, man. I'm realizing, man, I done broke all the 10 commandments, man. I done realized, man, that my the laws, statutes, and the commandments. I realized, man, I have been teaching Zion wrong, the children of Israel, man. Now, one thing to my credit, I was taught that Hamashiach was a black man when I was in like 19, 20 years old. I was a young man. So I never believed in white Jesus. But I said, okay, that's a European image that they use because they're Europeans, right? But nevertheless, I was still involved with the church, which was a European religion.
Pushing.
Right, it's pagan.
The strongest one.
Right, and so, man, it was a lot, man. So when you take all the sins of your life, Then you take the stuff that you was involved in
Right.
and led the house of Israel down the wrong path. Man, I already know that the wages of sin is death. So what you try to cover yourself. You can't though.
Sure can't.
Then when the voice comes, instead of you welcoming the voice of Yah,
right.
Now the voice come in and scare you to death. So let's see what happens to Grandpa. So I'm just saying I can relate. I know what this is about. Come on.
Verse 8. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim amongst the trees of the garden.
So we already know that now they're not running to Yah, they're hiding from Yah. Yeah. They think they hide.
Hiding amongst the trees.
And Yah made the tree. Grandpa and Grandmama. You know, I hold y'all in high esteem, but y'all making some rookie moves here.
Should have went for that tree of knowledge.
You should have, matter of fact, you should have fell on your face and grabbed his ankles.
Right, immediately.
If he came walking through the cool of the day, man, you should have been weeping crocodile tears. Something. No, you're going to run and hide. But you in covenant. That's why I'm going to keep bringing that up. You're in covenant. Come on.
Verse 9. Yahuwah Elohim called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou?
Man, say it like he would have said.
Where are you, Adam? Bring your butt out here.
Come on.
And he said, I heard the voice, thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. Mm-hmm. And he said, who told you you were naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree wherefore I commanded thee that thou should not eat? And the man said, the woman that thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the woman, what is it? What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat.
So all of them have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's what gets me. First of all, I don't hear there is a confession, but the breaking of the covenant. Yeah. Right. I think they know that the death penalty is coming. They just don't get it. They don't know what's happening. So they're trying to say, I did this because just like our ancestors and just like right now, our people today are saying, I keep Christmas because I do Thanksgiving because I do Easter because I eat pigs because. And so it's always something. I was raised like this. My mom, but I say now here's the crazy thing. Adam really ain't lying. The woman that Yah gave him did give it. That was the truth. The woman really ain't lying. Nope. Matter of fact, she said, this snake hypnotized me. I got tricked in it. See, snake talk is hypnotic.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's enticing.
Especially when your first word is This snake cold.
Right.
That's how you start your conversation. Like, So watch this. She said, if God man I did eat. And Yahuwah said to the serpent, because you done this, you cursed above all cattle. Right? And above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly you should go, and dust thou shalt eat all the days of thy life. I'm put enmity between the woman, thee and the woman. Wait, is it still there to this day?
To this day.
Boy, it's a strange thing when a woman ain't scared of snakes.
It is.
It's a strange thing when a woman just loves snakes.
Right.
You say you love snakes?
Right, don't even seem right.
Now, most of them are of a different complexion.
Most.
Because the normal Hebrew Negro, if they walk out here in the country where I'm
look
at,
like a snake.
Man, and the snake run up over their ankle.
Dust.
They're like, wow! Well, no, hey, don't let them be sitting out here in the backyard in the Bible studies and a little garter snake run across their leg, man. Oh, man, they hear nothing else tomorrow got to say. I have yet to see one Hebrew woman just reach down and pick up the snake and be like, keep teaching, Red.
Right.
Keep teaching more, Ray. Just have it all. But I haven't seen it yet.
Nah. Yeah, we got to put that yet on there.
Because we're moving into some strange times.
We are.
Because it's a natural enmity between, I'm talking about our ancestors. I don't know about the ones who say they come from swamps and stuff.
Right.
They say they came
They
from
might
the
have
swamp.
some of that in their DNA.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
They say they was at one time a snake.
Right.
That's not me. That's what they say in school.
Right.
But for us, we got a problem with that thing.
Sure do.
Our women, for sure.
Yeah.
That boy, you take a little baby girl, boy,
Oh,
she see a snake behind a glass, but she be like, ah, and ain't never seen a snake before.
Right.
So what make her do that? There's enmity.
All
right, let's keep going.
You want to continue?
And
between thy seed and her seed, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
All right. So keep going.
Unto the woman,
that is a prophetic about Hamashiach.
Yes, it is.
Keep going.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception in sorrow. Thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
Keep going.
And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree.
Wait, first he said, because you did what?
Listen to the voice of your wife.
So I need to say something here. It's not equal in the family. See, we're not dealing with 50-50 in a family.
Right.
I got to tell all Israel that. That's not how it works. In Israel, it's never 50-50. In Israel, it's 100-100.
Right.
The woman has to be 100% the woman. Right?
100%.
And the man has to be 100% the man.
Right.
So what happens here is the woman is now acting like 100%. I mean, to Adam, she became 100% like the man.
Right.
She started making decisions for the house. She said, hey, here, eat. And he listened to her voice over Yah.
Right. Right.
How come y'all didn't say, well, that's cool? No, he was like, you chose someone over me, which breaks the covenant.
Right. That's the first part.
Every single time a person chooses Yah, chooses someone else over Yah, that is a violation, not just of a command, but of the covenant itself. Because I'm going to show you that the covenant is a death penalty covenant.
Yes, indeed.
Because he said, you'll surely die. The devil said, nah, you're not going to really die. And the woman said, here, eat it. He went with the woman, even though she got it from the devil. And Yah called him out on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
All right. He said, you hearken to the woman, to the voice of your wife. And then he said what?
And hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life.
Now, I got to clear something in Israel. They got a teaching going on around the internet that Eve has sex with the snake.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
She has sex with the snake. They said the emblem of her eating from the tree of the knowledge of, eating from the fruit of the tree was symbolic of her eating, having sex with Satan. And I mean, that's big in Israel. It's a lie from the pit of hell.
Sure.
Don't you believe that? 2 seconds. That's a lie. If that's true, that she had sex with the serpent, then that would make Adam also having sex with the serpent.
Right. That one flesh.
You can't say that Eve had sex with the serpent because she ate of the fruit. And then say that Adam did not have sex with the serpent because if eating the fruit is sex, Adam ate of the fruit too. So now you got Adam and Eve over here having sex with the snake. What the hell is going on in the garden? Ooh, you
crazy doctrines, boy.
Stop it!
Every wind of doctrine.
You get, and let me tell you, I gotta tell all Israel something. That doctrine didn't come out the script.
No, you never would read that in there.
They wasn't having sex with the snake. He tells them why.
Right.
This ain't Adam.
You don't have to make it hard.
Yah said you ate of the tree. I told you not to eat of. He didn't say you had sex with that serpent. You had sex with that snake. That's what he said. Is that you ate what I told you. And he didn't say you had sex with somebody. He said you listen to your wife over me.
That's it.
That was it. He didn't say you had sex with the devil over having sex with me.
Right.
What the hell is going on in
Don't make no
Zion?
sense.
And that's why it makes me sick when I find out these people are not studying Hebrew language from Hebrew.
Right.
They're going and getting these old books from the Talmud. And they're going and getting books out of Mormonism. They're going to get books out of these old dusty Jewish synagogues and Catholic catacombs and Mormon temples and stuff. And then they bring that stuff into Zion like Yah revealed them some kind of deep truth. Now, how about this? Eve was tricked by the devil, by that serpent.
That's what it says.
Then she gave it to her husband. He listened to her over Yah, and that alone brought the death penalty.
That's it.
Why? Because it was bigger. See, in some people's minds, sex is the only sin in the world. So they had to put sex in here to make what they did sound sinful. But when you study the Bible, no, the sin here is not listening to Yah, not Shema Yah. You Shema the voice of your wife. You heard her. You hearkened to her over me. You broke the covenant, which means you got to die.
I know some of the people that haven't heard that crazy doctrine yet. Probably like, what is he talking about?
Yes, it's in Israel.
If you ain't heard it yet, you're going to hear one.
And stay away from it.
Don't give ear to that.
You don't add to the Bible. You don't take away. And don't be trying to get deep, that you get so deep that you end up calling Adam and Chawah some kind of bestiality having perverts. It's bad enough they ate of the tree. Now you're trying to put on a bestiality.
Good grief.
Boy, if they raise up in the judgment, it's going to be some serious backhand slapping. You're going to be wondering, man, did they let shotgun, double barrel shotguns up in the kingdom? So why? Because, man, I keep hearing this pow, 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 pow. No, that ain't no double barrel shotgun. That's Chihuahua.
Out there.
She's just slapping.
You came up with that.
Yeah, she's slapping all that out the mouth of these Hebrews that made it in, barely got in. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if that'll keep you out the kingdom. Right. But she gonna straighten you out. Yeah. She ain't gonna say, I ain't had no sex with no goddamn snake.
Foolishness.
Putting that on our grandma.
Ain't that something?
Man, that's my grandma you talking about. No, grandma didn't do that. What she did was she got tricked by the serpent to eat what y'all told her not to. Sure. Then she led her husband into it. And my grandpa tripped out because he chose his wife over Yah.
That's it. Terrible as that is.
It's terrible, but let's keep going.
Verse 18. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground.
You Hebrews don't know, we've been working ever since. Come on.
For out of it wast thou taken for dust, thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. And Adam called his wife's name Chawah.
You see, they put Eve in there, and then got Ner. If you got one of these Bibles, if you got one of these Bibles, they got Eve up here, but then they tell you to go back down to the bottom, and they say, in the original language, it's Chawah.
The name Eve, Hebrew, Chawah.
Look, I'm not lying. Look what these heathens did. They put the word Eve up here, but then in the footnote they say, "Oh, by the way, it's actually Chawah."
You see the next line they put in there? The fact that Eve is a Hebrew name does not mean that Hebrew was the original language. What the?
We not. You see how they do?
I didn't even see that line before.
I tell people every now and then they know that they're going to hell for what they
gotta go to hell for that.
They know they're going to hell for changing our script because the Bible says don't add or take away. So they try to keep themselves from going straight to hell. They put a little footnote in there. And then they say fact that Eve in quotation.
Eve,
but right before that you told the name is Hebrew.
So the fact that Chawah is a Hebrew name, they say does not mean that Hebrew was the original name. What kind of sense?
But Adam,
don't believe the original name. That's what they're saying.
Adam is the original name for Adam.
That's how we get these people. Don't believe. That's the same twisted thinking.
So
what in the world?
So she went from.
Oh my goodness.
She went from Chawah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That look like a chihuahua.
Right.
To
Any one of them.
she went from chihuahua to Eve. Huh?
Oh my goodness.
She went from chihuahua, but you heathen gonna pay for that
So
too.
they basically saying don't believe that was the original language or the original people.
Of course they don't. That's what they're trying to
That's
say.
what they're saying.
That's what they're trying to say.
Gracious.
All right, but I hit that 21 one more time, man, and then we're gonna get up out of here tonight.
And unto Adam also, and to his wife, did Yahweh Elohim make coats of skin.
Come on.
And clothe them.
So what did he make?
Coats of skin.
So he made coats of skins. All right. So what do we have going on here? In order for him to make coats of skins, an animal had to die. Man, there's a storm coming.
Yeah, I'm here now. I'm like, what is?
I'm Googling. In order for them to get coats of skin, an animal had to die. I want y'all to let that sink in. Why? Because this is a covenant. So he doesn't just say, oh, we had a covenant, but don't worry about that, y'all. Everything's cool. No. You got to be covered. So I need you to look up that verse for me. Put on Hamashiach. It's going to be in Colossians. It's going to say, now we must put on Christ. It says Christ in English, but we know it's Hamashiach. Watch this. So we know that they are given a coat to cover themselves. I was talking to Hula about this, and I said, most likely, the lamb, because we find out later that this symbolic is going to be a lamb. We find out that the lamb is slain, right? And they're given there's coats made out of the lamb, and it's most likely that one lamb was slain, but two coats, right? If one lamb is slain and two coats are made, then we see the division or the cutting, if you want to say it like that. We're seeing the cutting of the sacrifice. Zion, you ain't gonna read that nowhere. You ain't gonna find that nowhere. That came straight from Abba Yah to the Moreh to tell y'all that the consistency of the Torah is incredible, because we're now going to start understanding that in order for there to be a covenant, there's also this blood. Something got to die. So this lamb, animal, we're going to find out later, it's a sheep. This sheep dies so that Adam and Chawah can live. And it is the coats of skins that this innocent lamb was carrying. So that is then placed on Adam and Chawah. And I don't see nowhere where Yah is going through what they call a tanning process here. It looks like that Yah puts the skins directly on Adam and Chawah while they're still bloody. And that gives you a picture that the blood has to be applied to your life, to your body. So not only are you covered with the skins, but that you're also now anointed or touched with the blood of what? The lamb. And so we start to see from this point forward what's called a motif. You're going to see covenant. You're going to see an animal sacrifice, and you're going to see the blood. You're going to see those in the covenant. Y'all's going to have a word. So what is so significant then about this covenant? We see it split between the two now, and the lamb has died. We know that this is temporary. So how do you know that, Moreh? Because later on, we're going to see him having to bring other lambs and other lambs and other lambs until eventually Yah's going to say, I'm going to provide for myself one. And once I provide, we already know once he provides for himself, it's over. Because the ultimate lamb of Yah is going to crush the head of the serpent. Yes, indeed. Right? So for you to say, are you still looking for that verse?
Well, I had it, but
okay.
Well, I think I had it.
Okay.
What you're talking about.
It's going to say we need to put on
in Romans.
Yeah. In Romans.
Colossians, all right.
It's in both. He's going to say girded about. I should have used that term. Let me see. We're in Colossians. Watch this.
Because I was thinking that,
Mhm.
but not that one.
Hold on now. Give me that Romans passage while I find this one.
All right. So Romans 13.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Go and get that Romans passage, and then we're gonna read that. But I want you to you got it?
Yeah.
You got the Roman ones?
Mhm.
Okay. And then I want you to start here where it says, in which you sometimes walk. And then
So I was reading Romans 13, 14.
mhm.
But put ye on the master, Yahushua Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
So he says, do what? Put on Hamashiach.
That's it.
So now we can see that part of our covenant, the way Yah was able to not kill grandmama and grandpa that day, was that he was able to put on them skins.
Yes.
From that animal, from that sheep.
Somebody
so later it
Somebody.
So later Hamashiach becomes the fulfillment of the symbol where he dies, and then we put on his righteousness. So we're now wearing his cloak of righteousness.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. That's why I say these non-messianics have no idea what they're saying when they say we don't need a Messiah. You would have died in the garden if it had not been for a lamb there. Innocent. Now go to that Colossians, and you can start off. Start right here.
Colossians 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth.
That means kill all your members that's going against Yah. Anything that wants to go against Habayah, kill it. Come on.
Fornication, uncleanliness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry, for which things' sake the wrath of Elohim cometh on the children of disobedience.
He said, look, y'all can't commit these kind of sins and don't think that the wrath of Yah is coming. It is. If you are a child of disobedience and you're doing this, man, the wrath of Yah is coming. Stop that. Come on.
Verse 7, in the which ye also walked sometime when you lived in them.
He said, because y'all used to all do that. We all were doing that. Come on.
Verse 8, but now you also put off all these.
He said, but put off that stuff. That's that. Look, get rid of them fig leaves and stuff. Come on.
Anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that you have put off the old man with his deeds.
So that picture of disobeying Yah has to do with you having the old man, but you had to take that off.
Yeah.
Now what does he say after that?
Verse 10, and have put on the new man.
And have put on the new man, come on.
Which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him.
So now we're going to take off all the garbage, right? We're going to now wear the new man, which is created in the very image of Yah. So now we're going back to the idea of really Hamashiach, the bloodline, the very first covenant, and all that before sin. Keep reading. Watch this. Now going to get even more perfect.
Verse 11, where there is neither Greek nor Yehudi, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian bond, nor free, but Mashiach is all and in all.
I hope y'all heard that. So all you out there, we got people saying that nobody, we got people saying, man, that no heathens can get into the kingdom. That's a lie. But they can't get in the kingdom with Santa Claus. You can't come up in the kingdom with the Easter bunny.
Sure can't.
You can't, you gotta let all that stuff. Did he say you gotta let all that go?
All of it. Anger.
Right. You can't come up in the kingdom any kind of way, and it ain't no difference between you and the Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
Whatever we gotta do as Israelites, y'all got to do the same thing. I don't care if you rich, poor, bound, free, white, black, brown, don't matter. It's only one way. Let's keep going now. Watch this. What else is going to say? Verse 12.
Verse 12. Put on therefore as the elect of Elohim, holy, set apart, and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind.
You see how things kept saying, put on this. Keep going.
Meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Mashiach forgave you, so also do you.
So we're putting on Hamashiach. And with putting on Hamashiach comes all these other, this garment is full of patience and forgiveness, and stop all this arguing and having love, or what they call ahava, one to another, the bond of perfection. Come on, and it's going, and above all, verse 14.
Verse 14, and above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. And let the peace of Elohim rule in your hearts, to the which also you are called in one body, and be thankful.
Now notice what he said about putting on. Now watch verse 16.
Let the word of Mashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom.
Pause. So he says you're going to put on Hamashiach, and then this verse says, and let Mashiach dwell in. So now we have him in and on.
Hallelujah.
Now, that's how I'm planning on getting to the kingdom.
That's it.
I need to have him in me, dwelling in me richly. But I also need to be wrapped up in him. So when I stand before the judgment, I hope I'm not standing in my own righteousness.
All he can see.
I want him to see the righteousness of Hamashiach.
Inside and out.
Well, because if any of my little filthy rags show up, man, I just might get kicked headlong into the lake of fire. Quickly. So you know what I'm gonna do? Everything I see Hamashiach I'm gonna try to do that. What he teaches here, I'm gonna try to teach how he lives, and I'm gonna do my best to put on Hamashiach, not just on the outside.
Right.
Because now, and if we had time, and I would go even deeper, we could stop now. But I wanted to show you all something. What he's saying is, we're in a covenant. And the covenant got violated way back in the garden. Now I'm going to show y'all that the New Testament ain't the first time we got a new covenant.
No.
Because the covenant will never fundamentally change.
That's right.
Because the fundamental part of the covenant is, I'm the one who put you in charge. This is your diet. This is your feast days. We got in the first one, you got the Shabbat. This is your day of worship. This is your diet. This is your dominion. You know what I'm saying? This is the way you're supposed to live. And this is my word of your do's and don'ts. That's my covenant. The next covenant, we're going to see the exact same thing.
Right.
It's just going to be expounded on a little bit more with Noah. Then we're going to leave Noah. We're going to look again a little bit at Grandpa Abraham. The covenant is going to be renewed with him.
Yes, indeed.
Then with Isaac. Then renewed with Jacob. It's going to be renewed with the 12 tribes of Israel under Moses, right?
Yep.
And then in the prophets.
Yes, indeed.
Y'all going to speak to Jeremiah about the renewal of the covenant. So then how come now in the New Testament people saying, you ain't got to be keeping the covenant. The whole point of Hamashiach is in order for us not to die.
Right.
Because we're in this blood covenant.
Yes, indeed.
But let me tell you something. If you reject him,
that's it. Ain't got nothing.
What do we have left after now? Can he whoop us anymore? Man, couldn't there be any more slavery?
No.
I mean, we already scattered out of our land.
Oh, my goodness.
We already don't know who we are, who we are.
Yep.
We don't own no land.
Nothing.
We don't own no rivers and no streams, no boats. Man, like I told the heathen before that's watching my video, we ain't got no rocket launchers.
Right.
Man, we don't got no battleships, man.
Right.
We don't, man. You ain't got to fear us. What you scared of us for? Man, please, I told you our little rusty guns, man. We spraying all kind of WD-40 on our gun. We don't even know that's bad for the gun. Man, I'm saying we don't know no different. We're not the ones you should be worried about.
Sure not.
You keep your eyes on your other heathen enemies that got the kind of nuclear weapons you got. We got Hamashiach.
That's it.
We have our king.
Yes, we do.
And our problem is we don't know we're in covenant with the king. But now we're waking up to the truth. So now at least there's a remnant.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he's gonna look and search to see the remnant. And when he said, I find the remnant, it's gonna move him.
Yeah.
And I'm praying that our effort is moving Abayah toward our behalf.
Every day. Praying every day.
And so that's why we did this video on the first covenant, because we have to prove to you that the covenant continues to the whole Bible. And I showed you all last week. We won't do it tonight. I showed you the covenant is in Revelation.
Yeah, sure is.
So if y'all have enjoyed tonight, put a 1 million. And I got a couple of announcements I need to make concerning Pesach. But if you learn something, now, if you didn't learn nothing, you ain't got to put 1 million. Right. But if you actually learned something tonight, put a 1 million in the chat, because Yah is speaking to us. And that's what we're doing. We're humbling ourselves.
Yes, indeed.
That we can learn the Torah.
Yes, indeed.
So put a 1 million and Todah Rabbah. Don't forget to support the ARK. And those of you who have been supporting us, Todah Rabbah. We can't keep doing these kind of lessons and helping Zion if we are distracted doing something else all day. So the fact that Abayah allows us to study and research and bring out these points, and it is because you are kind enough to care about us enough so that we can keep doing this.
Right.
So Todah Rabbah, and of course go to the website, and there's ways to give, and you see it in the chat oftentimes. Thank you for the administrators that are in the room, and all you, my father's children. I see them 1 million rolling through here, and it's a beautiful thing. Somebody put 2 million, which means that knowledge went out, wisdom went out, understanding went out, and we realize now that based on the Bible, we are in a covenant. We're in a blood covenant, and I'm gonna show you how it started with Adam, and Yah kept narrowing it down until he ended up in covenant with one people. Yeah, and that's something. You know, he started with the whole world and Adam, right? But you're going to see the results of Adam breaking of the covenant is going to lead to destruction. And then Noah's going to show up. And then you know what happens, man, they're going to break it again. And then it leads to destruction. And eventually he has to keep renewing his covenant, just like now.
I like that part where he was going to restart it again with Moshe, with just Moses.
What he going to do?
He was like, these fools, man.
This is a step. Man, what happened to the Hebrew? Didn't I
just tell them? It's like a parent to a child. Didn't I just tell you what to do?
And so we'll talk about that next time we get together.
With that.
So Todah Rabbah, I appreciate you all really thinking about us, and thank you for thinking about us during Passover. You know it's coming up this weekend.
It is.
Sundown Saturday, which we would say the end of the Shabbat. So at the end of the Shabbat is the beginning of our first day, and what we're going to be doing because of course, the conditions we're under in the nation right now. We are trying to encourage everyone to keep the feast.
Yes, indeed.
And if you got neighbors, a brother down the street,
come on,
just call them over, and then y'all can. We will try to make some live videos, and you all, if you want to, Zion. You can worship with us when we do ours. It's a couple of local people. We're gonna get together and we're gonna keep the feast because we just cannot open it like we want to. I would love to be able to have 2,000 or 3,000 of y'all here and we just enjoy ourselves for a week. But this year, because of what's going on, we're just not allowed to do that. And so we're gonna just do something small, but we're gonna teach every day. And we want you all to come in the room every day. But for sure, get with somebody. If you all by yourself, you're welcome to get your computer out.
We'll be there with you. But if there's somebody that you know in your city, some people are willing to drive. If someone in your state, you know, you guys have ways to contact each other through social media, through text. Ask your friends, ask your fellow Mishpachah what they're doing for the feast and get together.
And some of y'all been in this room a long time and don't even know that other people that come in the room that might not be too far from you. And of course, I know all Zion don't agree on everything, but you can at least agree on the fact that we should keep the feast.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And give Abayah praise for what he's done.
Hallelujah.
And we're going to be talking about that a little bit more in preparation for the feast, because obviously we'll be together on Shabbat. But I want to take out some time now and say one of the customs that we do every year is we get all of the leaven out of our house in preparation for the feast.
Yes, indeed.
So that's any bread products that's made with leaven. You want to get that out your house. If you have any leaven itself, just like the starting agent, even like if you have beer in the house, it's a starting agent. I just found that out a couple of days ago.
Make bread out of beer.
It's the same thing. You know what I mean? So at first I wasn't really sure about it, but after examining it more, I was like, yeah, I get it, because if you have leaven over here and you have beer over here, both of them can be used for the bread to leaven the bread. But you can, of course, wine is of course cool and all that rest of the stuff. Also, you want to make sure that's out of your house, but more important, you got to get that leaven out your life.
That's it.
Now, I need you to give me 1 Corinthians chapter 5, please. And I want you guys to hear this. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, and start at verse 1. This is going to help us prepare for the feast day.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 Corinthians chapter 5. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication is not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife.
Man, why we always got to overdo everything? Go ahead, man.
To the max. And you are puffed up and have not rather mourned that he that had done this deed might be taken away from among you. For I verily, as absent in body but present in spirit, have judged already, as though I were present, concerning him that hath so done this deed. Excuse me. Verse 4. In the name of our master Yahushua Mashiach, when ye are gathered together, and my spirit with the power of Mashiach to deliver such and one unto Satan, Hasatan, for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of our master Mashiach. Your glorying is not good. Know you not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
So here we see that leaven is an idiom for sin. And he says, can't you see that a little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump? Those of you who were in the room with me not too long ago, I preached the whole sermon on beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. And we talked about that, what leaven is and how it's an agent. It's a living thing that causes bread to rise and get puffed up. And it doesn't take a lot. It just takes a little bit in there and it will leaven the whole thing. And so what he's using leaven for now is to represent sin. That sin in your life can start off really small. But if it gets in your life or it gets in the life of the fellowship, it doesn't take long before it begins to multiply and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So, of course, this is Paul writing, which is Shaul. He is going to explain it like this. As we are approaching the feast, because he's really leading up to talking about the feast in chapter 5. He's going to get more into it when you get to chapter 11. But let's just say for right now, he's saying, as you're getting ready to get to the feast, one, you got all this fornication and stuff among you and pride and all that. You need to get that out of your life. Don't worry about the physical bread if you're still out here committing fornication and adultery and you puffed up in pride and arrogance and all that. Then getting the leaven out your house and the leaven is in your heart, then the leaven in the house ain't going to make no difference. The reason that we get the leaven out of our homes is symbolic. It helps you. So when you start pulling the leaven, throwing it away and getting it out of the cabinets and all that, your brain cannot, because I've done it now. I mean, we've done it at the house. So really, Hulda does it the most. She's, the one who's, but this year, I'm really looking at it more of participating in getting it all of all the cabinets and all that kind of stuff. And there's no way that you can participate in that action and it not speak to your own spirit. Because as you're getting rid of it physically, it's reminding you like this is the way you should be doing spiritually with sin in your life. Come on.
I'll read verse 6 again. Your glorying is not good, knowing ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Purge out, therefore, the old leaven, that you may be a new lump.
He said that you might be a new lump. Come on.
as you are unleavened, for even Mashiach, our Pesach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
So now you get a picture of Hamashiach being the picture of unleavened bread. Why? Because he's our Passover lamb. He's also the sinless lamb, and it's symbolic. All of it is symbolic in this situation. We still take the leaven out as a practice, but the main thing is we got to get out our heart.
Right.
Come on.
Therefore, let us keep the feast.
No, let us have Easter egg hunts.
Let us keep the feast.
I told the pastor this. I said, man, what you gonna do with that verse when it said, let us keep the feast?
Well, Easter feast.
He was like, he was like, what do you mean? I said, this is a feast day.
Yeah, wow.
So he was like, he was trying to say, no, we don't have to keep the feast. And I said, but it literally says, let us keep the feast. Because he was trying to act like, explain to me why we got to still keep these feasts, because he knew I was keeping the feast. I said, it said, let us keep the feast. See, that's why you have to come out of Babylon, Zion. You don't even take your pastor's voice over Yah.
Can't. Same thing got us in trouble in the garden.
Chawad is closer to Adam than his pastor, I hope.
Right.
And if he got in trouble for listening to her, y'all know you're going to get in trouble for listening to these so-called preachers and pastors.
Don't do it.
Come on. Let us keep the feast.
Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice.
He said, not with old leaven. What does that mean? That means physically, get that out. Then he said, neither. So he's saying both. Get the bread out, but for sure get that thing. What? Malice
and wickedness.
And that wickedness. Whoa! Get it out.
The lawlessness.
Wait a minute. I thought the law was done away with. You see how the doctrines can't stand. We got to be lawful.
That's it.
Is that it?
No, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. That's what we're supposed to do.
And we'll stop. So sincerity and truth. Jasmine in the Hananiah Project, she put together an outline. It's beautiful. She put together something for the children, like a little coloring project for the children. So you want to go to the Hananiah Project and download that. Check out the video.
Right.
Subscribe to her channel. Y'all know how to do it. You have to like it, subscribe, so that, of course, she can get in the algorithms and more people can see the Hananiah Project and they can get this information and be encouraged. So make sure you all do that. And it's a great exercise for the children to watch the things that she's putting up. And it's very encouraging for the adults too. And Toda Rabbah for her for doing that. And then, of course, always go by the royal roots, especially for the sisters in the room, the Akiot. We want you to go by the royal, see what they're doing over there. Some positive stuff for the family, to strengthen the Akiot, to strengthen the love and understanding and relationships one with another, and teaching how to keep the feast days properly, and how to encourage and how to prepare. So you definitely want to make sure you go by real roots. I'm not just saying that because that's my wife.
Right.
Oh, he just in there because his wife. No, if she wasn't my wife, I'd be saying no. That's
walk
a good
through
sight.
Samuel that she just finished, or she's going through. Man, if y'all want to go through Samuel with some detail, that's what you want to go on royal roots. It was great. And
then, of course, there's other people who are connected to the work of the ARK that we want to continue to support. I know Annah Jack is doing some big things with the music and the radio and all that. I'm like, man, what's happening? What we coming up in the So you want to send love her way, and I don't know how you subscribe to her work, but there, when you go on the
we have links on
there's links
on the
website. So yes, and you can support Anna. And of course, we got Queen O, who's watching videos, and Brianna and others that are doing some good work in the kingdom. So we want you all to support these artists and show them some love. Definitely subscribe to the channel. And if they are doing anything whereby you can support them, whether it's through their musical merchandise, whether they have ways of because some of them still use GoFundMe stuff pages and things like that. And all that's good for Israelites, and we can help them in to help wake up Jacob.
Right.
Especially, we should be generous as we move toward the feast.
That's it.
This is the time we should be looking. How can I give and help Zion? So one love, Zion, and we about to go. I think I want to go out with this one.
Ready in the car.
Well, Zion, we've enjoyed being with you tonight. I hope you learned something. You're encouraged as we understand this is a covenant relationship. And now we'll find more and more about our covenant and about as it grows over time. Next week, of course, we won't be together on Tuesday because it's the feast, but I'll be still posting every day. So not only subscribe, but you gotta push the notification,
right?
Because I may not do them all at the same time. Some of them might come during the daytime in the morning. Some would be in the evening. So you gotta subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be in the room each day during the Passover feast.
And if you haven't toggled that bell in a while, I have to hit it myself once a month. It seems like I'll just turn it on, wait a couple of seconds, I'll turn it off, and turn it back on because all of a sudden I'll stop getting notifications.
Man, you're not the only person who told me that.
So toggle it you can toggle it probably every time you watch a video. Hit it, turn it off, turn it back on. You should hopefully start getting notifications again.
And Drika and Z, thank you so much for all the work that you do behind the scenes. It can't be done without you. Jazz, thank you for volunteering to be one of the administrators in the room. And Todai Rabah for all the powerful work that you're doing in the kingdom of and once again, Yaron, man, Todai Rabah for you.
It's always my pleasure. Always.
There you go,
man. My pleasure and the privilege to be here amongst Zion, going through the word, learning our culture. It's a good time to be alive.
Man, did we find that we went all the way back to Adam?
All the way back. not just some obscure place and time.
No, we ain't go back no
16. No, we go back further than that, and we don't go anywhere in the line of animals. He created beasts, and then he created us.
We ain't got no beasts.
Some people want to be beasts. I don't.
And
I'm thankful for beasts.
Let them be the beasts.
Right.
You want to crawl out of the swamp? Hey, that's on you.
You want to crawl back in the swamp?
That's on you. But how about we know
keep it clean?
We're made in the image of Yah.
Yes.
Right? We're his offspring. Didn't David say we are his people?
That's it.
And the sheep of his pasture. Then I'm going with that.
That's it.
And we're in covenant.
That's it.
One love, Zion, we got to go.
Y'all have a blessed feast.